Welcome back to Dukascopy TV. Now, at the beginning of this month, Shinzo Abe showed great concern for the yen, and many analysts fear a currency war may actually break out. I have David Smith from the Geneva Business Insider blog with me today to have a look at this in further detail. So, David, there's a lot of quantitative easing going on right now, and as I said, many fear a currency war may break out. Can you tell me more about this?
Yes, with pleasure. I think we would have to say that there's been a currency war which has been going on for quite a long time already, although perhaps it hasn't yet been fully declared. So if you look at what was done in America, you know, with America claiming they want to have a strong dollar, but now printing 100 billion a month and being the sole purchasers practically of their own bonds, this is a major way of destroying the value of a currency. If we go to Europe and we look at the LTRO operations that were done about a year ago to provide the system, the banking system in particular, with liquidity, you have the same thing. In the UK, there has already been quantitative easing done under the governance of Mervyn King. And the most recent and significant development, of course, is Japan, where Shinzo Abe managed to get himself re-elected, honest Abe as they would call him, I suppose, on a platform of trying to get the economy going again. Now, for him, getting the economy going is just printing more paper and pumping it into the system, which would lead one to ask the question, why did we bother to work when we could just print money to create wealth, which is another debate. I think that what is happening with Mr. Abe and the Japanese joining this game is a very disturbing development. And of course, if you look at the currency exchange rates, you will see the impact of in anticipation of this money printing in Japan. Now, in Japan, at the moment, Mr. Shirakawa, who is the head of the central bank in Japan, has a completely different philosophy, so I suspect he will be quietly replaced, and the money printing that was meant to start in 2014 may well start considerably before. Then, if we look at the UK, we have Mervyn King, who leaves at the end of June, who made a couple of days ago a speech saying that the ideas of Mr. Carney, who is coming from Canada to head up the British Bank of England, of targeting GDP growth or inflation targets, you know, just turning the back on controlling inflation targets. He basically said it's a very dangerous strategy to follow. So currency wars are alive and well, and no doubt they will heat up very considerably in the next 12 or 24 months.
And David, what will be the impact of all of this?
Well, I mean, the theoretical impact is it is going to get the economy going, but if the price of getting your economy going is to destroy your currency so that the price of everything that you import increases, then it's not a very happy outcome for the citizens. It may help exports, but for someone who's putting fuel into their car or buying from China their new television or whatever else it is, everything's going to cost a lot more. It is a wealth transference system. It is a way of taking money out of the little guy and helping theoretically employment, but employment when your disposable income is going down all the time is not a very happy situation to be in. And
will we have a look at some graphs?
Sure, with pleasure.
All right, well, first up we have the euro-yen.
Well, I think here we're seeing exactly what I was talking about. You know, we're seeing the Abe effect. People are anticipating, you know, the euro is strengthening. Now what we're going to have to see is the Draghi effect and how that works against the Abe effect, because obviously Eurozone does not want its currency to be too strong. We're witnessing this at the moment. It is having extreme effects on the periphery because the euro is strengthened not only against the Japanese yen, but perhaps you have the dollar yen, you have the dollar euro exchange rates as well. We can look at that on the screen.
There you go.
You will see again a strengthening of the euro against the dollar. Now, the impact of this is to make export markets for euro countries more difficult. Germany can survive this because it's efficient, but they're on the edge of going into recession because of this currency war that's going on. And at the moment, America is not looking too bad in this game. But it is a question of, you know, who prints first wins. we will no doubt see another wave of printing, and then Mr. Carney in the UK is going to be doing the same thing.
And David, has this means ever worked in the past, and who are the winners and losers of this whole situation?
Well, I think if we look at the money printing experience in the past, it has been an unmitigated disaster on a worldwide basis. I mean, if you take in, they tried it in America in the times of the Great Depression. The worst and most famous example of all, of course, is the Weimar Republic in Germany, where the Germans were so burdened down with war reparations that they just printed money at the end of the month, and they destroyed the money in the pocket of the ordinary German citizen who ended up literally starving to death. And there's more colourful examples as well. I mean, it's not just confined to Europe and America, but in Japan the same thing happened. I think it was the 1930s. And there they decided to print money like crazy. And the guy who was behind it, the head of the central bank, was eventually assassinated. So I would give a warning to all of our wise leaders to think of what the ultimate outcome might be.
Thanks, David.
Thanks very much, my pleasure.
And as always, thanks for watching Dukascopy TV. Now viewers, do stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more interesting interviews and press reviews. But for now, goodbye.